a 28-second scan can't really do very much though, can it?
Well, that was actually our deep scan. Our quick scan's even faster. So the deep scan catches more than 99% of the malware on your system and 100% of any malware that might be running at that point in time.
What about dormant malware?
Well, you know, there's a common misconception. If there's a piece of malware sitting on your computer, it's not a threat until it actually begins to execute and tries to do whatever it was designed to do. That's when we go into action. That's when we defend you, is when it actually tries to execute.
So how do you actually do that?
So the guys that make malware are incredibly creative people. They're really good at disguising what a file is and enabling it to end up on your desktop. What they can't disguise is its behavior. We focus on what it does. And that's what we key off of, and that's how we recognize it as malware and how we catch it.
So how does Webroot SecureAnywhere protect people better?
Our research shows that consumers and IT professionals have really come to believe that they're going to get infected. They're resigned to the fact. In fact, some research shows that 85% of IT professionals believe they're going to be infected this year. And the reason for that is the current traditional methods just don't work. The current traditional methods are based on a system that says, if we've caught this malware before, then we can catch it again. But if they haven't seen it before, then you're open to whatever that malware can do to you. It's sort of like saying, oh, you're not on the FBI's most wanted list, and so here's all my personal information because you must be safe. And obviously that's just wrong.
So I guess this is what makes malware that hasn't been seen before, or zero-day threats, so malicious.
Exactly, exactly. So we took a completely different look at the problem and have taken a completely different approach to solving it. So we look at every new file that comes to your PC, we take a look at, and we ask our cloud system, have you seen this file before? And most of the time our cloud malware engine says, I've seen that before, go ahead and let it execute. It may say, I haven't seen that before, and if that's the case, it says, give me more information. And the PC side of our solution allows this piece of malware or this new file to pseudo execute, if you will, and it captures all of its behavior. It sends all that behavior to the cloud and says, have you seen this behavior before? And the cloud says, I haven't seen that file before, but that behavior, it matches the behavior of malware. So don't let that thing execute.
If the behavior is just totally unknown, what do you do?
So if it's completely unknown and we can't figure out on the fly whether it's good or bad, we allow it to execute, but we watch everything it does. We actually record everything it does. If it turns out the next time we ask the cloud about that file, it turns out to be bad, we undo everything it did. And so what that means is you don't have to re-image the whole machine.
So you literally can roll things back and you can remove the effects without re-imaging or completely redoing the machine?
Most anti-malware programs just remove the malware.
Right.
And they leave the damage behind.
Right.
So we remove the malware and then clean up the damage.
Mm-hmm.
So we roll back everything that it did. Any damage it did, any files it destroyed, any settings that it changed, we set those back to where they were.